everyone, welcome back to the Squared Circle Action Figure Podcast YouTube channel. Will here. Today we're going to be reviewing the Mattel WWE Ultimate Editions Triple H. Very excited to get to that review, but first I want to tell you, if you are a child under the age of 18 years old, this is not the YouTube channel intended for you. This is a YouTube channel intended for adult collectors only, so if you are under the age of 18 years old, please go away. Sorry. So to get to the review, I think you'll understand my perspective and my opinions on the Ultimate Editions line and this Triple H figure if I give you a brief history of adult collector lines under the Mattel WWE license. So let's get to it. Adult collector lines for the Mattel WWE products started in obviously 2010, 2011, 2012. The first really adult collector oriented line was the Entrance Great line. They were great figures. You got a basic articulated figure with a better head sculpt and scan. Some really highly detailed accessories, including cloth goods, belts, etc., and a display stand which played the Superstars entrance music, thus naming them Entrance Greats. I really like the line. I mean, to start, you had the basic figures with updated head sculpts, which looked superb. You got the cloth good accessories, the belts, etc., etc., and then you had this really neat little display stand that played the Superstars entrance music. So it was a really fun line. I think ultimately it failed because the figures themselves were basic. If I was paying between $20 and $30 for a figure, I really wanted the Elite articulation. Just that added articulation and even at times deco that came with it, whether it be in the legs, the torso, etc., was something missing for that price point. So Mattel, to correct that, decided to move on from Entrance Greats and introduce the Defining Moments line. And really, it's probably one of the greatest lines in wrestling figure collecting, aside from the Classic Superstars line by Jakks Pacific. Defining Moments provided you with everything that Entrance Greats did. Figures had Elite articulation. They came with updated head sculpts, updated deco. Again, you got a multitude of accessories, especially in the form of cloth goods, and a ton of belts. What I absolutely loved about the Defining Moments line as well was the concept, the theme, that you would have a figure, or have a superstar in figure form that related back to a defining moment in wrestling history. I thought it was great. It just exudes nostalgia for me, and that's why we're all here, right? That's why we're collecting these figures to this day, is because of the nostalgic feel we get when they're released and when they're in our hands. The Defining Moments had so many figures like that, whether it be Undertaker from Survivor Series 96, to this Triple H Raw return in 2002. I think that it was just a great line of figures, and the only problem with it is I think that the line itself went on too long and it got a little stale. I think price points were a problem as well. I think with collectors demanding more articulation and interchangeable limbs and accessories, I think Mattel wanted to try something different or go back and kind of reintroduce or rehash something. So they went back to Entrance Greats for, I believe, 2 years. I believe they retested the Entrance Greats just to gain some market perspective. I thought the Entrance Greats were great as basics. The added Elite articulation was also amazing. I think the Entrance Greats fell short again just because of the display base and the cost of everything. I don't think that people want to spend the extra money for a display stand or display base with music inside of it. I think that gets extremely costly. you add the elite articulation, additional accessories, deco, etc., that these collectors are now demanding, and then the price of the product just increases and your margin decreases. So for me, I feel that Entrance Greats was kind of the last attempt. I don't think you'll ever see them again, but it was a bridge. I think the Entrance Great reintroduction was a bridge to these Ultimate Editions. So from bridging between Entrance Greats and Ultimate Editions, I think the Entrance Greats, the reintroduction, gave Mattel time to do the necessary market research to understand what adult collectors wanted in this day and age. I think they did a lot of market research with the Marvel series that are out, or McFarlane figures, the Hasbro figures that are currently out. And with all those series figures and lines, there's interchangeable heads, hands, accessories, etc. And it's not something that I don't think I want in my figure, but I think it should be properly executed. So this was an opportunity for Mattel to kind of please an audience that is more geared towards figure photography, loose collection displays, etc., etc., etc. Not really mid-on-card collectors. So what do I like about the Ultimate Editions line? I really absolutely like the additions of multiple heads, the accessories, and the articulation points in the legs and arms and heads. I don't like the added articulation in the, obviously, torso area. I just don't think it's any better than an ab crunch, unfortunately, that we currently have in the Elite line. So getting to this Triple H figure in particular, I know that all of you have heard me be very outspoken about the fact that I'm not a fan of the Ultimate Editions line in general, overall. And specifically, I wasn't a fan of this figure when I saw the rendered photos and when I saw the actual min-on-card images on the internet. However, after having it in hand, I can say that it's actually a great figure. It's probably Triple H's best Mattel figure. So I want to say kudos to the Mattel design team. I always give credit where credit's due. And I also want to say thank you to Ringside Collectibles. Do want to shout out to them because this is where I got the figure from. So, you know, I brought the Defining Moments figure out here as well to kind of compare them a little bit, compare and contrast. I really like to do this from time to time just because it gives people perspective on what we had versus what we have now, and kind of maybe we can kind of merge these two together to get something even better. So let me get into really the Ultimate Editions figure first, because that's what we're here to review. Right off the bat, it comes in the Ultimate Editions packaging and style. It's this really tech kind of gaming package with these sharp angles on it. I'm not a fan of it at all. I don't like the kind of tech look to it. It's just it's not appealing for my taste. I like a more classy design. This is not that it's messy, it's just too kind of sterile for me. It's kind of, again, it gives that tech sort of medical look. Not a fan of it at all. Don't like the angles. I do like the size. As you can see here, if you in comparison to the Defining Moments, it's a lot smaller. So that's fine. The size doesn't bother me at all. The next thing edition figures in general is the display. I don't like how messy the display looks. I don't think you necessarily, I know you want to show the hands and heads and such because that is the major selling point of the figure, but can you maybe do it in a neater way? It just looks it's too much. You know, there's just like heads and hands and then more accessories, and it's just all over the place. And it's neatly done, but still messy. So I don't like that either. I don't like the fact that you have a promo shot here, a figure pose shot here, and then an in-ring shot here, like camera shot. I don't get it. I also don't like I understand the line is supposed to be ultimate, but it really doesn't have a theme. The theme of the line is the figure itself, right? Because you get the added articulation, the added posability, the interchangeability between all the hands and heads and this, that, and the other thing. So like, other than that, it really doesn't have a theme though. There's not really a focus on this, like, is this from a specific point in history and time? Does it, you know, like, harken back to a memory? Not really. I mean, even in the little description area over here, you know, you have the bio on the back, which is fine. I don't mind that. But the little descriptor here says, throughout his career, Triple H has done it all. He's a 14-time world champion. He's led legendary factions like DX and Evolution. He ruled over Raw, built NXT up from the ground up. That's why they call him the Game. So that's great. So what? You know, like, again, it's just very video game-like, and I don't like that about this. So this is not, to me, nostalgic. There's nothing that screams really nostalgia about this, because, again, I don't have a connection, a point of connection. Even when you read the bio, you don't. This is what I dislike about the packaging and presentation of Ultimate Editions, and specifically this Triple H figure. The figure itself is fantastic. The only thing I don't like about Ultimate Editions and this Triple H is the kind of the torso, and you can see it in the picture here. It just looks wonky. You know, if you have him on display in certain angles, this upper body portion looks too big, and this is too small, and it looks separated. And this kind of mold just doesn't look good on the figure. Now, when you look at it in the actual package, and I'm going to put this up here for you to see, it doesn't look terrible, right? But in different angles, it will look odd and look out of place, and I don't like it, which is why I think they should just go with the traditional Elite ab crunch. Other than that, the head scan on this figure is amazing. All three of them, they're completely accurate. They're the best we've ever got of Triple H. All the accessories are amazing as well. So I'm just bringing this up and down on the camera so y'all can see it here. It's really an awesome figure. Compared to the defining moments from, you know, his 2002 Raw return, I don't know when this figure was specifically released, but I want to say like 2014, 2015 maybe. But this figure, you know, you can see the packaging is a little more classy, right? It's a little more theme oriented, right? It does kind of tie everything together with an amazing bio about the defining moment on the back here, right? You have this dual window box display, which is beautiful. So you get to see the front and the back of the figure. And the head scan is really nice too. So just want to bring this close for you to see. It's an amazing Triple H figure from head to toe. Really, really nice. I love the soft goods display here, the jeans, the jacket, the shirt. You have the dual window here, which is amazing. So you can see the back of the figure. Everything about this figure is great. I love the photos on both sides that show him in his Raw return appearance. That's a photo of the event. Mattel used these photos with these figures. You know, you did with the Triple H. I'm not going to say you didn't, because he is wearing that vest of the era. And this is like a late 90s, 99, 2000 Triple H. So I'm not going to give you too much flack for that here. But again, do more of this, use more of it, have more of a connection with this line, and maybe fuse these two together. You know, are there things that you can take from defining moments and add to Ultimate Editions? Can you do a different package design? So I really don't like this, again, kind of tech, you know, medical style looking thing. You know, it's like almost like operation. You know, like you have all these parts here and I got to plug them in and put them in, and it just doesn't make sense. So here's my final take. This video is way too long already. Sorry, guys. This is my final take. If you absolutely love figure photography, if you love opening your figures up, putting them on display, putting them in poses that are unique to to the specific superstar, using interchangeable hands and heads, this series is for you. I mean, go out, buy them all, because they're great. For the most part, I think they've been hit or miss on some of the head scans. Not like the Shawn Michaels. I don't like Shinsuke Nakamura. I didn't like the Bret Hart stuff. If you don't kind of want any of that and you like mint on card display, I don't think these are the figures for you, especially at a $29.99 retail price point. Now, I'm getting these figures, I'm trying to get them on sale because I don't want to spend $30 for this because it doesn't look good in the packaging. That's kind of my take. I would love if Mattel did view this video in any capacity, any one of the Mattel design team, if you did view this, I would love to kind of fuse these two together, at least for the packaging, and also make Ultimate Editions have a theme other than it being an Ultimate figure. Because you've really highlighted the figure here and the theme second, and you've kind of highlighted both equally here. And that's what I love about Defining Moments. So let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you like Ultimate Editions? Do you like Defining Moments? Do you like both? Are you a mint on card collector? Are you a loose collector? We want to know. I want to know. I'm excited about this because we're getting to build a community here together, and we're going to talk about wrestling figures, and we're going to have wonderful content, and we want to actually include you in it. So obviously, if you love this video, if you love some of our other videos, I just did this awesome video of the Neidhart review. You've got to check the Neidhart video out with the Defining Moments Bret Hart 1997 Hart Foundation. If you love our content and you love the videos that we're starting to produce, please give the thumbs up. Don't forget to obviously like, comment, and subscribe. Do it. Squared Circle Action Figure Podcast YouTube channel. And you can also find us on Instagram and Twitter at SQD Circle AFP. That's at SQD Circle AFP. We have a load of content on there as well. We're going to be doing figure hunts. We're going to be doing figure hunt videos soon. I'm going to post them to Instagram. So we have a lot of content upcoming for you all. Remember, again, like, comment, and subscribe. Give the thumbs up. Thank you so much for all your support. And this is Will, Squared Circle Action Figure Podcast. We'll see you soon.